Hello you absolute bunch of delights, how we doing? Andy Plays Golf. I've got two little packages behind my back here. We're going to do a comparison video on the most recent club that I've put in my bag, which is the BENROSS Rev in black. If you haven't seen that video, it should be somewhere up the top. We are going to be comparing it to a Vokey SM6. This is a used Vokey SM6. This is going to be the clash of the titans. Reason being, I was in the market for new wedges and all I heard was Vokey, 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 Cleveland, Vokey, 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 Vokey. Everyone's saying go for it, just go and do it. Had a wee look in the marketplace, could see these were going for 70, 80 pound used. I went against the grain, as Andy Plays Golf does, went into American Golf and I've picked up this club. I have done a review video on this and I was highly impressed how it performed. As an upgrade version to my X clubs, these are fantastic. The spin I was getting was unbelievable, the control I was getting was great, bunker shots, still crap. So I've stolen Wilson's SM6, it is an S grind, 10 degrees bounce on both clubs. One thing I will say, let's have a wee look at the back of them. The design, brilliant. BENROSS, absolutely brilliant. Superb what you've done. You may as well just go into Vokey and just saying, look, I'm going to steal that wee cog and put it on ours. The comparison we're going to do is very similar to the last video. We're going to do 30 yards, we're going to do 50 yards, we're going to do 100 yards. Then we're going to do some kind of control shots around the green, maybe some bunkers. I'll see how I feel, but maybe not, because there's no benefit in doing bunkers because I'm pretty crap. Vokey, BENROSS, brand new versus used, same price, 70, £80. Let's have it. It's nice that the sun's decided to come out, but I've had to move the camera this way because if I don't, I'm going to blind you. Anyway, we've got the camera set up behind the green. 30 yards, 50 yards, 100 yards. 2 shots each, 2 on the BENROSS and 2 on the Vokey, just to see if I notice any difference. Apart from the fact I've absolutely leathered that. One thing I will say about this FS and the S grind is when you do open up the face, it really does expose the leading edge of the clubs. For me, that makes me nervous. Okay, that one was a wee bit better. I did catch it a wee bit fat, so it did check up and then roll out. So now moving on to the Vokey. We've changed this up to one of the Saplies grips and it does feel 10 times better. So I'm going to get that Lampkin grip moved off of that as soon as I can. Yeah, that flew quite a bit higher. Took it a bit pin high, checked up a wee bit and stopped. Okay, that was similar. I actually hit that ball. That shot there was quite similar to the second shot I done with the BENROSS. Caught it a wee bit fat and it actually pretty much landed exactly and rolled out. This yardage isn't great for these kind of clubs. Realistically, I'd be using a gap wedge here and I'd just be doing it as a putting stroke. I'd be interested to see what it's like in the 50 and the 100 yards. So we're roughly at 50 yards here. I've not got any rangefinder, but it's just about roughly. Again, probably wouldn't use a 54 degree for this. With such an open green, for the sake of this, we'll give it a whack. That could be nice. It checks up so fast. I'm not used to it. Using the reef wedges, you get no action at all. That one would have carried right up to the pin. I'm using a TaylorMade TP5 ball. Yeah, I caught that really quite thin. Let's see what happens. Definitely a bit of forgiveness. That one was really, really thin on the face. So now moving on to the Vokey. That grip seriously makes a difference. I know I keep going on about it, but it really does. Again, I caught that one quite fat. Let's see what happens with this. Same thing. Bounced and rolled out a wee bit. These S and the FS grinds just shoot right off the ground. You don't get that digging in. You're confident enough that it's not going to be too much of a thin. It's going to shoot off the green. Yeah, that's a bit left and short. It's okay. Right, so let's move to the 100 yard shot because this is where these clubs are going to get used for me. Just like the last test, I'm not going to talk about results now. One thing I will say, there doesn't seem to be anything in it. For me anyway. There's going to be things I do wrong in my swing and there's going to be things where, for instance, a professional, someone who's on a lower handicap will start to notice the difference in, but for me, no. If I've got an open green and I can land a ball in the middle of the green and let it run up, I'm going to be using a knockdown gap wedge or pitching wedge. But realistically on this shot here, I've got no landing area because of the lip of the bunker. So I'm going to need to fly it over and hope it can stop. So this is where I want the control to come in. Okay, it's a good start. Okay, just right to the green. Again, that felt excellent off the face. You can start to tell a lot more about a club when you start hitting it full. Yeah, I caught that one thin, so let's see what happens. That'll be right in front of the camera, which will be good to see. From what I seen, the control was still there, and that was good to see, that catching it a wee bit thin in the face, it's still getting down there and not a massive thin. Moving on to the Vokey. That was really nice. Certainly felt as if it went through the tuff a bit better than that. Right, that's right in front of the camera again. That should be a good shot to see. I think that had quite a bit of spin on it. So let's move to the other area that I'd use these clubs in. That's going to be around the green when I need to flight it kind of 70–80% of the way and just let it roll out. So let's get down next to the green, see how it works out. Here's a shot we all hate, playing over a bunker. I would normally play my 50–60 degree here because what I'd want to do is fly it about kind of 70–80% of the way, let it check up and just a wee mini roll out. So if the 54 is going to replace it, this is where it's got to perform. That was really nice. I felt amazing off the face. With this progressive CG, they've moved the balance up towards the middle of the face, similar to what your irons are on both clubs. So they're very, very, very similar. Again, that was really nice. It done everything I wanted it to do. Now the Vokey's turn. Being a wee bit more aggressive with that. That paid off quite nice. I think I actually hit my second ball. Okay, I've got right under that. But again, it's performed all right. I think we've got some talking to do. So what would you prefer to use? That's the question. For me, I'm not going to go and spend £80 on a club that somebody else has hit. I don't know how it's been used. I don't know the history of the club. I certainly don't know the owner. So there's a certain amount of, do I not? I'll be honest with you, I'm over the moon with that BENROSS. There's absolutely no problems with it so far. Go out and test it. Go into American Golf and see if you can get a wee shot. You'll be pleasantly surprised. You'll definitely be pleasantly surprised in how it actually feels. The actual club and how it feels amazing. There's no difference between that and the Vokey. But certainly between new and used, I'm going to stick with the new. So this is Andy Plays Golf. See you in the next one. Behave yourselves. Take it easy.